Hey there, so as you can probably see, it's a very windy day today, but I've gone down to the Darebin Creek Trail and I'm just looking for some items for this sensory board. There's lots of flowers, lots of pebbles and sticks and stones and leaves and things here, so interesting stuff to put on it, and I'll see what I can find. So far I've found some feathers, little fluffy feathers. I've found some gum leaves. You can see where the caterpillars have started eating them. Some interesting kind of rocks with lots of different texture. Some bark and little flowers, and I'm going to keep going. Hey, so from the creek I found a whole bunch of different items, and then around the house I found other items too, and I've combined them with each other to create little interactive toys. So for example, I've just got this silk scarf that I found around the house, and also a paper towel tube. I've just cut a few holes in it, and this could be hung on a board, or could be on a tummy time baby board, and just pull the knots and everything else moves. So I also have combined these little stones that I found at the creek with a tin can, and that can be a shaker. Of course, I may not want the kids taking those stones out, so I found a Pringle tube lid, and so I could glue gun that onto the top, or I could somehow attach it to it. I could paint the outside of this. I could also probably want to paint the little stones on the inside too, and maybe the inside as well, so it makes it a bit more colourful. I could add all sorts of things in here, and the good thing is it's see-through, so the kids can see what's going on inside. Yeah, so another one I combined. So I've got this Ziploc bag, and I just put some spaghetti, a few letters from my fridge magnets in there. So you could add all sorts of things in here. I could add a few of these toy cars in there too, and it kind of just gives the kids something to explore and look at without making much of a mess. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'll just quickly show you what I'm thinking I could include in a tummy time baby mat. So I've got here, I'm going to use this soft bit of fabric. Use my little passer invention to use this shiny party hat. I've got a rough sponge head here, a smooth glass paperweight, has some interesting patterns in there, and I'm going to include my little pool toy as well. So all I need to do, so I've got this soft mat here, I could just use my glue gun, glue these down, and make it, of course you don't want these toys running away in little hands, and then make enough space for my baby to lay down on their stomach for tummy time here, and they can just reach out and touch some of these items. There's smooth and rough things next to each other, some crinkly and crackly things next to maybe some other sounds as well. So for a toddler board, I want to make sure that if I'm going to have it standing up, leaning up against a wall or something, I want to make sure that the card is pretty strong. I'd like to use some of the nice natural things that I found at the creek. So I might maybe bunch some of the nice smelling things together, or I could combine some similar shapes together as well. Include my little shaker here, and because I have the little hole drilled in the end, I could screw it to the board. And if the board is standing upright, then when this moves around, when the kids move it around, the rocks inside move as well. I could combine some of the rough items together. So I've got some sandpaper, I've got this rough rock here, I've got some of this rope. So of course I could just use a glue gun, or sew or tape some of these items down. Some bark here for some more rough items. Feathers will be great. They're kind of fluffy and interesting. And also have this kind of feathery plant next to it as well. So they can see that, this isn't a feather, but it kind of is feathery shaped. Like different kind of sounding items here too. Like they're all kind of crinkly, crackly kind of sounding things, like my bark, and this little bush here, and I've got these gum leaves as well. And you've got other crinkly little items here as well. So you can imagine once I decide to glue down some of these items and attach them to this board, when it's standing up, the kids will have a great time just going through and comparing and exploring some of these different senses from some of the items that I found down at the creek, and then some items I've just found around my house as well. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas and kind of inspires you to look around your own house and find some different things in your house and combine them for your children. It's funny because a lot of these items we just take for granted as adults, but for babies and toddlers, they're brand new experiences, and I think it's really important and really exciting for them to be exploring all the different sounds and sights and textures and feels and smells as well. So this is just a great way to introduce them to that. And thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.